I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, my vision for our school would be that we would continue to improve, to work on our spirit of never forgetting why we're here. We want to continually work on excelling in education, but that's not what we are. We are a school whereby we want to focus on the fact that our whole approach toward life is about walking with Jesus at our side. And when our parents feel this way, our kids feel this way, our teachers feel this way, and everyone is supporting each other, then this is the whole purpose of our faith. And our school is a marvelous instrument to do that. So I would just hope we would continue, we would never let up on keeping that first and foremost.
And as we fold those spiritual elements into the heart and breath of the school, concretely it will play out in the future going forward in two specific areas. One is in terms of the burgeoning area of technology that we need to address. These kids now understand their smartphones better than I do, but it's also part of their learning, it's part of their job description coming down the road. So how we inculcate technology into the education process, as well as the safe use and monitoring of it. It's a two-edged sword, technology is. It can lead people down a dark alley, or it can be a source of Christ-like light in our world. So we want to keep that in place. Secondly, just as a side plug in case somebody's out there listening and pick this up, one of the things that's important academically in our spiritual life, bringing it concretely to the present day, is our kids, I believe, should have the opportunity to be bilingual. We live in a world that's ever getting smaller, and to be able to speak more than one language would be a good thing, academically as well as personally and professionally. Currently, we teach Spanish in the upper grades. Well, we're coming at it a little late. So we've been working in the last several years, putting in the places, the pieces we need, so that by the time they start first and second grade, they're doing some Spanish speaking, for example. Kids pick up languages very quickly. And then they study the cultures and they get a broader view of the world in which they live. They can speak it, so they get to 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Then they're learning grammar, syntax, and vocabulary even more. But those are just two concrete goals that we want to anchor to our spiritual values as we move forward. I can tell you one of the very things I'm very appreciative of, and you and I sat, not unlike this, 2012, in your office, and we were interviewed by the World Herald. And unrehearsed, we were on the same page as to what is most important: love of Jesus and letting Jesus love us. That is the hallmark of who we are and what we're about. And that's what I came to the parish with, and to see that that was something that was Father Kerwin had built on, Cardinal Supich had built on, you had built on, our one page. One heart, one mind, one soul. Everything else really can change over time, but we've been faithful not to our egos, not to our work, but to the Lord. And for me, that's a great joy. It really is, and I thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. I'm so glad that we both feel the same way about this as priests, and to have the experience, at least in my experience in all the parishes I've been in, I always feel a wonderful support from a great many people, but this is really a unique parish. It is. I have felt so loved here, and supported in good times and in bad times, and I've found that as long as we stick to the sacraments, and I found that, you know, this whole idea of wanting to provide the sacraments for the people, and to be here and to just keep reflecting Jesus' love is all the people want. They don't need us to be wisely. We have a lot of wise people in our parish, and the more that we involve them, as you have done, and I've tried to do, I think that's been a great thing. But this whole idea, we don't want to veer away from it, from this sense that we are loved, and we want to give that love back. One of the things that I know that young people are experiencing, you refer to this with technology, there is a whole lot of hurtful, bad things happening where kids, it goes beyond even bullying, where it affects them in such a way that they can go into depression and all of that. We have to so be strong in standing up for what we believe and not tolerate that kind of thing. I guess we can't ever work too hard to recognize that Jesus expects us to love him, but to love each other. And when that takes place, then boy, do we have a strong school, a strong parish. And I hope that that continues.
Amen. Very much so. That's our heart. That's our soul. So any advice for me as I move closer now to retirement?
Plan on beautiful mornings.
Oh, gonna love that.
Plan on getting up in the morning and having a cup of coffee and saying your prayers and try not to miss that 9 a.m. meeting that you were scheduled for.
Oops.
But I have found, and this gives me an opportunity to thank you for allowing me to stay engaged when I've been able to hear kids' confessions and be a part of Holy Week and so on. To be alone in that is really being alone.
Right.
And to be here, I feel like I'm with family, and I thank you for that, Father.
My pleasure. Our pleasure for the parish. It's a blessing all the way around. Can't lose.
No, we can't.
Yeah, it's great. Father, thank you very much. Thank you very much. True. Great.